And right, the following is politicians' wages. And where do I get my information from? Well, I'll tell you the truth. After extracting the papers and figuring out what the public might like to hear, as it all doesn't appear online, I do choose articles that I think that you people would like to hear. Okay guys, this one is in relation to your politicians' wages. Around 23.5 million in public money is now paid to sit and Dáil politicians each year following a 1% pay rise received last August. The basic annual salary paid to TDs increased by more than €1,000 to reach €117,000, while the 60 members of the Seanad now receive €82,018 in gross pay each year. Many TDs are also entitled to top-ups as a result of their roles as ministers in the Oireachtas, committee chair or a party whip, with additional salaried allowances ranging from $146,000 to $116,000 for the Cancorla to some $11,200 as a committee chair. Just over 48% of the 172 politicians in the Dáil are paid more than the basic salary of $117,000, not including any travel or accommodation allowances they may also be entitled to. A number of politicians in Leinster House decide not to take home their full entitlement, such as people before profit TDs who commit to receiving what they term the average worker's wage and donating the remainder to campaigning and community causes. Cabinet ministers have also been returning around 10% of their salaries to the state since 2019. Cancorla Verona Murphy is the highest paid TD in Leinster House. She is entitled to a gross salary of $261,000, which includes an allowance on top of the basic salary she receives as a TD of $146,000. All the salaries and allowances paid to politicians are also subject to tax, PRSI, the universal social charge, pension levy and pensions contribution. Well, so the paper says anyway, guys. The second highest earner in Leinster House is the Taoiseach, Micheál Martin, who's entitled to $251,000 per year. And Taoiseach Simon Harris, whose pay amounts to $231,000 per year. Senior government ministers receive an annual salary of $212,000. Junior ministers receive an additional allowance of $47,314 on top of their basic pay to bring their total salary to $164,000, while super junior ministers who attend cabinet are entitled to a further boost, which raises their pay to $177,000. The chairpeople of committees and members of the Oireachtas Commission, which oversees the delivery of services to the houses of Oireachtas, are entitled to $11,000 as an additional salaried allowance. Each party whip is also entitled to an additional taxpayer-funded allowance depending on the size of their political party in the Dáil. The assistant government whip, Emer Curry, can receive an additional $17,000. Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael party whips can claim $11,000, while Sinn Féin party whip Pádraig McLaughlin is entitled to to an additional allowance of 22,000. The party whips of other parties, such as Social Democrats, TD Keano Callaghan and Labour TD Duncan Smith, are entitled to 7,000. Though the allowance available to Endo for its party whip has not been claimed by either of its two TDs in this Dáil. On average, a male TD earns around €1,000 than a female politician in the Dáil, while the average gross salary earned by a woman amounts to 135,000. There are 43 female TDs in the Dáil following the election of Catherine Connolly to the Arras and Uachtaráin, with their combined gross earnings amounting to just over €5.8 million. It compares to a combined $17.6 million for the 129 sitting male TDs. Fianna Fáil politicians in the Dáil are entitled to a combined $7.1 million. Fine Gael TDs have a combined gross earning of €5.5 million, followed by Sinn Féin with €4.6 million, and Independents with a total of €2.28 million. Labour and Social Democrats TDs are entitled to a combined $1.3 in gross salaries. Ryanair chief Michael O'Leary recently suggested politicians should be better rewarded. They're not too bad as it is. Telling the Financial Times that senior politicians should be paid over €1 million a year, which would help solve what he described as a fundamental problem with talents in politics. The former Taoiseach Leo Varadkar said Mr. O'Leary misunderstands the motivation of people to go into politics. It's never about profits or shareholder value. It's all about profits, guys, and their own personal wealth. The good ones want to do good, and the bad ones want the attention and to boost their ego. He said most politicians are genuinely motivated by wanting to make their country or community a better place. They are not particularly motivated by big salaries. They're motivated by everything that they can get, all sorts of money that they can get their hands on, guys, because paper will never refuse ink, as you know. With an annual salary of Leo should be the last one to talk because he's become a millionaire as a result of Irish taxpayers. It's never about profits or shareholder value. The good ones want to do good, and the bad ones want the attention to boost their ego. He said the most politicians are genuinely motivated by wanting to make their country or community a better place. They are not particularly motivated by big salaries. With an annual salary of $251,000, Micheál Martin is paid around $50,000 more than the UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer, while US President Donald Trump receives a basic salary equivalent to around €340,000. Meanwhile, a member of the Parliament in the UK earns a basic salary of around $108,000 per year, around $9,000 less than their counterparts in Dáil earn. It compares to the gross annual salary of $142,000 paid to members of the German Parliament. Members of the European Parliament earn a gross salary of $124,000, which does not include allowances for travel or other expenses. Serious money, guys, being made by your politicians, but you a lot do anything about it. The same with everything else. Citizens should be in control of this country while you are allegedly led to believe that you appoint and vote for politicians. Folks, you don't. There's a lot. People could wake up to the reality that your votes never count. Why? Uncounted votes exit polling stations, not to benefit the citizens, but to benefit the establishment, and has been doing so since 1919 to 2026, and will remain doing so until the people of Ireland get a grip on themselves and starts doing something about it. The youth of Ireland will end up always immigrating, because folks, Ireland was never a place for two groups of citizens, which one is the youth of Ireland and two is its senior residents. Okay guys, enjoy your day. It's bitterly wet out there, but sure, look at it. It's only a drop of water at the same time. Right, enjoy your day. Thanks to everyone that joined in, folks. I'm only seeing this now because due to the camera being a bit away from me, but enjoy your day, guys. A very, very wet day here in Ireland. Right, guys, talk to you.